public servants due to economic constraints, emphasizing redirection of funds towards national recovery. Police arrest 16 suspects in Nakuru for suspected criminal activity, seizing weapons and drugs following reports from residents. Leaders from Kenya and South Sudan initiate peace talks to resolve border conflicts to establish harmony and develop. Welcome. Kisii Governor Simba Arati has called for an investigation into a plot by the Director of Criminal Investigations in Kisii County to arrest him and his 14 followers. Arati, who recorded a statement at the DCI headquarters in Nairobi with his lawyers, Governor James Orengo and Otiende Amolo, said that the plot involved searching his residence in Kisii and Nairobi on claims of illegal firearm possession, which prompted him to seek clarification on the DCI director's scheme against him regarding firearm ownership.
Copy of that clip to the police also this morning and this afternoon, where a police officer, a CCIO in Kisii, is recorded giving instructions and giving insights into how guns, firearms, and other things are going to be planted on Governor Arati. Partly is to make sure that Governor Arati is not given the space to undertake his duties as governor of Kisii.
This is a unique complaint. Governor Arati has lodged a complaint with the DCI against the DCI. So we want to see the action that they take, because the alternative is to take the law into our own hands. But as counsel for Governor Arati, we have lodged the complaint. They've assured us there'll be some action, so we went to await that action.
Now, health workers union in the country earlier today released a statement to the media as the doctors' strike continues. Clinic officers and laboratory technicians on strike continue to insist on their demands. The government insists it lacks funds for their demands and urges them to return to work with an offer of 2.4 billion Kenyan shillings. These unions, led by Dr. Davji Atela, insist that they will continue the strike tomorrow and urge the fellow doctors to boycott threats to return to work and to demonstrate nationwide.
In our strike notice, are all of them achievable? And in any case, one way or the other, they are in their own blueprints. So we are only asking them to meet their end of promises and also bargain, because we have agreement with them. Now, if they are not willing to implement what they promised Kenyan to enhance services, so we want to say categorically that we are not going to relent. Specifically, the AG statement, which is actually following up a statement by the Kindiki last week, which they are trying to intimidate and cowards that we should not go for protest. We are saying we are not contemners of any court order, and we have not breached any constitution article on the constitution. If there is any, they will have mentioned.
We are here to condemn in the strongest word possible the statement of IG Koome. We want to tell Koome that the police have so much work to do than to look after the healthcare workers. Right now, the schools in Baringo, the schools in Samburu, the schools in West Pokot and Turkana are closed. Unfortunately, the IG Koome has never commented on those schools which have been closed because of banditry and criminal activities taking place in those areas. But when healthcare workers who are peacefully demonstrating and exercising their rights as per the Article 37 of the Constitution of Kenya, he comes and starts threatening us. That is, he gets strength in that area. We are telling him tomorrow at 9 a.m. we shall be on the road and we shall sing,
yes.
We shall use vuvuzelas,
yes.
we shall use whistles, yes. We shall dance, we shall play music, yes. Make noise.
They should also know that it took the Cubans 2 years to be able to practice in Kenya. It is not that easy. And as KMPDO, as all the unions, we have said that there's no amount of threats, no amount of victimizations or intimidation that will make us suspend this particular strike. We will have to sit and have a return to work agreement that actually spells out protections of the collective bargaining agreement that was signed. There is no any other way out of it. They may fire all of us as they have alluded.
Now, the Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Harry Kimutai, has given intern doctors a 2-week ultimatum to return to work, or else their licenses to practice will be revoked. Various government leaders have defended the actions and statements of President William Ruto regarding the government's ability to provide these funds despite their significant claims. This comes after doctors in the country continued their month-long strike, demanding their demands to be addressed and boycotting work, with some leaders urging these doctors to engage in dialogue with the national government and stakeholders in the health sector to resolve the strike.
Hiyo itakuwa vigumu sana kupewa leseni. Kwa hivyo tunaomba kwamba hawa madaktari wale wanatakana waende interns waende wakati huu. Tarehe ni 15, lazima wamereport katika zile vituo kwamba waende. Watapata barua yao na ile pesa rais alisema na yeye ndiye mwenyewe alitoa amri. Hiyo ndio pesa sisi kama wizara tutahakikisha kwamba tumetekeleza 2.4 billion. Tumesikia malilio yenu. Lakini ukweli ni kwamba pahali Kenya iko kwa sasa, hatuwezi kalipa daktari ambaye bado ni mwanafunzi shilingi 1,200. Hata katika nchi zingine, na si hapa Kenya peke yake, hata katika nchi zingine zote barani Afrika, hakuna nchi, hata zile nchi tajiri kushinda Kenya kama Nigeria na Egypt, ambaye wanalipa daktari ambaye bado ni mwanafunzi ati shilingi 1,200. Sisi tumewaambia ile inaweza kupatikana ni hiyo 70,000. Na katika kaunti zingine kama mimi Bungoma, tayari tumepromote over 20 doctors. Tumeajiri zaidi ya madaktari 67, health workers. Tumeajiri nurses, tumeweka watu kwa permanent and pensionable. Na najua counties nyingi zinajaribu kufanya kazi hiyo. Jumanne hii, Tuesday, tuko na mkutano ile inaitwa Council of Governors, pia kuchangia na kuzungumzia masuala haya.
Head of Public Service Felix Koskei has said that public servants will not receive salary increments soon until the economy improves. Speaking at the National Salary Conference during the 3-day session, he said that the taxes will be directed towards national economic recovery rather than salaries. Currently, the government spends over 1.1 trillion Kenyan shillings annually on public servants' salary. Koskei added that employees' contracts should involve the national treasury.
The Constitution 2010 had envisioned a harmonized approach to the determination of salaries, allowances and benefits, hence the creation of the SRC. Regrettably, this has not been fully achieved, and several institutions continue to issue guidelines and to negotiate CPAs without adequate involvement and consultation with all the relevant stakeholders. This is a situation that we need to correct with urgency. And I'm happy that all the concerned players are gathered here in this room today.
Failure in executing any strategy is a leadership problem. It is not your young talent. I am sure they are yearning to be given the opportunity, but everything starts with us here in the room today. So that's why you're here, because you're the leadership. And your organizations will either fail or succeed because of all of us here as the leadership. So that's why you're here. We expect that you will set the tone, you will set the pace, you will start changing the mindset and get your organizations to think differently and to see possibilities rather than the problems and the challenges that we have today.
Now, in the business news, earlier today, the nearby business support centers were launched by the Cabinet Secretary of Trade and Investment, Rebecca Miano. These centers aim to support entrepreneurs, investors, and those in the production sector in the country to increase their profits and boost the nation's economy. This opportunity will help in acquiring resources and getting services on business and investment plans in the entire business sector of the country. This step has involved private organizations to develop the program, which is expected to start soon to strengthen the initiative.
I'm not only pleased, but very excited to welcome you today as we launch one of the support initiatives geared towards achieving our main objectives of promoting and facilitating domestic and foreign investments, improving trade, and increasing exports. My ministry's mandate is executed in 3 broad objectives. The first one is to promote and facilitate investments, and that is both domestic direct investments and foreign direct investments. Number 2 is to increase the contribution of domestic and export trade to GDP, and to increase the contribution of manufacturing to GDP. And we aim to do this with a lot of ease of doing business. Kenya's aspiration of attaining the status of a newly industrialized country by the year 2030 is premised on the creation of cumulative and sustainable trade, investments, and industrial activities. Or an established industrialist looking to expand your operations or set up shop in Kenya, the Karibu Business Support Center is here to streamline, simplify, and expedite your business journey in every step of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the key features of this Karibu Support Center is the accessibility. We understand that not everyone has the means or resources to travel long distances for assistance. Therefore, today, we launch a physical walk-in Karibu Center, Karibu Business Support Center at the ministry headquarters, NSSF building on the 16th floor. The services can also be accessed at other centers that we are revamping and establishing in Kisumu at our Kirdi Western Office, Eldoret at KEBS North Rift Office, Mombasa at KEBS Plaza, and Kariobangi South, Nairobi at Musea Center of Excellence in collaboration with the Ministry of Cooperatives and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development.
Now, the Murang'a County government has launched the Empower the Farmer program, where farmers were given cards to buy animal feed and their basic daily needs in a bid to boost farming in the county. Speaking at Kiharu, Governor Irungu Kang'ata urged dairy farmers to form cooperatives to benefit and receive funds from the Murang'a County government to boost milk farming and other agricultural practices in the county.
We have now today issued a card called Inua Mkulima card. With this card, a farmer can be able to pay school fees, hospital fees, redeem agricultural inputs, and also buy foodstuff. That way, we are able to push Murang'a people ahead. We are telling farmers to join cooperatives because we are only considering farmers who are in formal cooperatives. That's the only way we can be able to have stronger voice and negotiate better prices with the buyers of milk.
Sisi tumefurahi sana wana Kiharu wana Murang'a juu ya gavana wetu ametusaidia, ametupea hii kadi. Sasa hii kadi inatusaidia, tunanunua chakula ya ng'ombe, tunanunua chakula ya kukura, na kufika mwezi wa 11 itatusaidia kwenda hospitali na itatusaidia sana hata na kulipa school fees. Kwa hivyo
kulima akikuja pale kwa shop anakuja na ID na hiyo kadi, tunamsaidia kuredeem vitu za kukura. Hiyo ni kama unga, mafuta, sukari na pia fertilizer na mahindi ya kupanda.
A section of leaders in the country have now pointed an accusatory at President William Ruto for not taking strict action against cabinet secretaries who are underperforming at work. The leaders, led by Githunguri MP Gathoni wa Mushomba and Bumula MP Wamboka Wanami under the Mwavuli team ground, have criticized the Kenya Kwanza government for humiliating ordinary Kenyans. Duncan Kwaba reports on a plan to submit an impeachment motion to the floor of the August House to oust Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi.
After the shutting down of KLA, a factory that manufactures fertilizer in Thika Town, Kiambu County, for allegedly supplying fake fertilizers, the issue continues to stir up anger among leaders and citizens. Now the members of parliament known as Team Ground Movement, led by Githunguri MP Gathoni wa Mushomba and Bumula counterpart Jack Wamboka, have criticized President William Ruto for turning a blind eye to the issue.
Serikali ya William Ruto, if you are not dealing with Mithika Linturi, it means you as the president are part of the scheme to swindle and defraud Kenyans of their hard-earned money.
Sasa wakasema wacha tukapatie mkulima, tupatie subsidy pale ya fertilizer. Subsidy ni hii tunaona hapa kweli? Hii ni ungwana kweli?
Speaking at an event of donating cows to groups of women in Hasoko village in Bumula constituency, Team Ground Movement have maintained the position that the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture Mithika Linturi must be removed from office.
Kwetu tumekataa na tumesema Linturi, Minister wa Agriculture, lazima aende nyumbani.
Leo hii Mithika angekuwa nyumbani yesterday. Na ndio maana mimi nimeleta mswada bungeni na malizia tu jikoni ya kuimpeach Mithika Linturi kama waziri wa agriculture. Na hao bunge mnaona hapa wameweka sahihi. Wamboka, panga hiyo mjadala, leta bunge. Mimi niko tayari pale, tutapanga watu tukuje tupitishe hiyo mjadala.
The movement have maintained the position that they will not allow Kenyans to be taxed on farm produce and they will not be intimidated by threats.
Sasa nimeangalia huku kwenyu, nikaona huku ni kama kule kwetu tu Kiambu. Hakuna pahali hapa ya kuingia, ofisi ya KRA iko karibu. Sasa ukitaka kuuza mua ama parachichi ama nyanya, ati lazima uende kwa KRA, utoe risiti ndio uuze. Itawezekana kweli? Ati kila kitu yenye utakuwa unavuna paka hapo uhesabu 5% upeleke ulipe na e-Citizen, ujui hata itaenda wapi. Unajua kama unaonako mahali pesa hospitali kuna madawa.
Na mimi sasa niko katika mikakati ya kuweka kikosi ya kukabiliana na wale watu ya KRA wanatembea kuchukua hiyo ushuru. Mkiwaona tu mahali simu, mimi kikosi imefika.
However, the legislators have accused their counterparts who have abandoned their duties to defend the common mwananchi and instead defending President William Ruto administration.
Mimi nataka kuomba wale viongozi wenzangu, wale wabunge ambao wanalete kila kitu Ruto akilete bungeni wanapitisha. Sasa chuma chenyu kimotoni. Hata wengine wako huko kwa dada yangu wa Mshomba.
Tumeshikana vyama zote, tukatengeneza timu ya wajumbe ambao wako na akili timamu. Timu timamu ni kusema ambao wanashughulikia wananchi ambao wanafinywa saa hii na serikali. Wamboka amefanya vizuri ama amekosa?
Wale wabunge ambao mmechagua, ambao tumechaguliwa Kenya mzima, tunawaambia tusimame na wananchi. Lazima wabunge wasimame na wananchi. Nyinyi ma MCA simameni na wananchi. Si orders zinatoka juu. Hawa ndio wadosi wetu.
Duncan Kwaba for EBN TV, Bungoma.
Thank you very much, Duncan Kwaba. That was a nice report right there. Now, moving away from that, the Women's Development Association, led by Rahab Muyu, has initiated a campaign and process to ensure water cleanliness to strengthen water health for the purpose of improving community health. This step will greatly help when they introduced a plan to use indigenous containers that use solar rays to kill water bugs using technology. This plan, which was initiated in Kajiado County, is spreading and has reached across Makueni County with the intention of reaching more than 30,000 communities to improve health among the communities in the country.
We had to quantify why we think we can do both the rainwater na ikitoka kwa mvua tunaweka kwa hii container, familia ikunywe maji masafi. All of us we are Kenyans. Tumeona watoto wanapelekwa hospitali kila siku, maradhi ni maji. So we felt as Maendeleo, kazi yetu kutoka kuanzisha hii chama, we are 70 years, 72 now, ilikuwa ni maneno ya usafi ya nyumba, hygiene.
I'm so grateful for this program, Maendeleo ya Wanawake, and I'm praying that we take this word out. There are many women here who are going to be using these cans. We are going to spread the gospel and we'll make sure that they are using them so that their children, at least their children, forget about the grown-ups. If they want to drink dirty water, that's okay. But the children, we are their caretakers and we need to protect them.
Police in Nakuru have arrested 16 suspects in a security operation suspected of threatening residents and planning widespread theft in the area following reports from residents. According to Nakuru County Police Commander Samuel Ndanyi, the suspects were arrested in a building in the western part of Nakuru County planning an invasion, mentioning that 8 of the criminals are high school students who have engaged in crime. Ndanyi said that during the operation, the police found blunt weapons, knives, 2 fake guns and rolls of bang at the scene. He said that the arrest was facilitated by reports from the public about frequent invasions and criminal gangs in the county.
Tumeweza kushika washukiwa 16 wakiwa wamesanyika pamoja, wakiwa tunaamini walikuwa tayari kwenda kupanga, walikuwa wanapanga kwenda kufanya maovu yao vile kwanga nafanya na vile ile ripoti tulikuwa tukipata. Katika hao 16, 8 ni wanafunzi wa shule. Mmoja ni ile tunasema primary school, and then 7 wako katika vitato za kwanza, vitato za pili, na mnayo mpaka tuko na wengine ambao wako katika kidato cha 4. Na baadhi ya vitu ambao tumeweza kupata nao hawa vijana ni toy pistols 2, visu za jikoni ambao ni visu vikali sana, very sharp knives, visu 4. Tumeweza kupata pia Somali sword 1. Tumeweza kupata bangi grams 300. Tumeweza kupata pia msokoto wa bangi misokoto 33. Vitu mingi tu, na tumeweza kupata pia ile tunasema improvised rolling flag, ile ambayo inasaidia kusokota bangi. Tumeweza kupata pia ukiwemo pia simu 4 ambazo tunaamini kuwa ni simu za wizi. So hii operation itaendelea kwa sababu tuko na taarifa nyingi mbali na hii ambayo tumeweza kupata, na mimi naweza sema kwa tunashukuru wananchi kwa kutupa taarifa, kwa sababu hii operation imeweza kufanikishwa na taarifa zile tunapata kutoka kwa wananchi.
Now, leaders from 2 countries, that is Kenya and South Sudan, have initiated a peace process to bring peace to border communities in Turkana County and the Toposa community in South Sudan. This comes after incidents of livestock theft involving these 2 communities in disputes over grazing areas. The leaders met to establish harmony and good relations that will bring peace to the borders of these 2 communities. Previously, President Ruto had held talks with South Sudanese President Salva Kiir to halt the conflict that has been going on for a long time, causing a lack of development in the mentioned areas.
Turkana people are associates of the Toposa community. This is a very instrumental invitation because it will cement a lot of things. Our engagement now will take root as soon as possible.
President Ruto of Kenya, President of Salva Kiir of South Sudan, they met in Juba, and then President Ruto invited me and my colleagues December 2002 at the Eldoret, and give us directives and advice that we must work together to bring harmony across our border Republic of Kenya and South Sudan.
These two communities are living in a very retrogressive kind of life, which we need to change by now exiting from raids and get into now looking on better ways of livelihoods.
What Kenya and Uganda and the two governors are doing to make sure that the Toposa and Turkanas live in harmony and in the spirit of East African.
I think by opening this particular route and allowing our people to move from one area to another, I think our people will put food on the table.
Our national governments to speed up the issue of roads across our border, allow the goods to pass through this corridor. Instead of our goods are passing through two countries to reach us very long way. And it is also good for the Kenyan.
And Baringo County's women representative Florence Jamatia has criticized the Inspector General of Police Japheth Koome for the rampant crime in Baringo County and the wider Rift Valley region. Now, for some time, it has been going on without resolution due to reports for more than 3,200 families being internally displaced, 17 people killed in the past 3 months. This year, 20 schools have been closed due to insecurity and disrupting learning activities in these controversial areas in the country, including Baringo. Baringo leaders have urged the national government through the Ministry of Interior to develop strategies to end crime in these areas as well as insecure areas.
And we are asking the president to act on it. Bwana Koome ameshindwa na kazi, tafadhali mpe mtu mwingine, sana sana mtu wa kuchunga ng'ombe, kwa sababu hawa sisi ndio tunafanya hiyo kazi.
Hii Baringo saa hii jina imeharibika Kenya mzima, inajulikana ni pahali watu wanauawa. Hata ile maendeleo tulikuwa naletewa hapa Lake Baringo hakuna. Ile barabara ilikuwa inapita Lake Baringo shortcut kwenda Samburu haipitiki. Rasilimali ambayo wangekuja hapa Baringo sasa jina hawaleti maendeleo sababu ya hii maneno ya wizi ya ng'ombe na mauaji ya watu.
Jamus tuko na a diffusion on paper. Tuko na locations on paper. Tuko na sub locations on paper. Tangu I think 2013 2014 juzi imetangazwa tena, but we are still on paper. Kama jamii ambao ambao ni wachache, surely katika serikali ya ndugu yangu rafiki yangu Ruto tungetaka hiyo diffusion ya Chamus ikuwe reality, locations imekuwa gazetted ikuwe reality, ai pia serikali ikaribie sisi.
Now, welcome to the world of sports. Extreme Sports Limited CEO Hussein Mohammed has urged all national and grassroots soccer clubs, especially those in the counties, to devise new strategies to attract sponsorship and general local revenue to succeed in sports. Speaking during the Super 8 Under-20 Youth Tournament in Kitui, Hussein called on clubs to structure their activities in a commercially sellable format to attract and add value to donors, investors, and potential partners in football sports. The Itumala FC team has crowned champion of the tournament by beating Kitui FC 2-1 in the football sports finals.
It's been an awesome engagement of the youth, and we had purpose to engage our local youth through this tournament so that we can educate them and highlight issues that affect their lives in terms of economic empowerment and financial literacy.
Sponsors want to support football, but majority of the corporates out there are asking what is their value, what is the value they're getting out of supporting soccer in this country. And I think the foundation of that would have to be, of course, integrity, accountability and transparency in whatever it is that we do in football.
Chairman of the Miritini Martial Arts Academy, Joseph Kihunyo, has urged society and parents to encourage their children to participate in sports as one way to keep them away from street gangs. Kihunyo made the remarks at a ceremony to reward and promote more than 86 Taekwondo students who participated in the event in the Miritini area. The Miritini Martial Arts Academy was founded to bring young people together and keep them away from evils in society. Speaking during the promotion ceremony of some players in the Miritini area in Jomvu constituency of Mombasa County, Chairman Joseph Kihunyo said the main aim is to nurture talents and advise young people to emulate good behavior.
one of our objectives is to redeem the young generation from the effects of alcohol, drugs, and substance abuse. We know the impact of alcohol in our youth. We know the impact of drug abuse in our society. We, as Miritini Martial Art Academy, we came together and decided to bring the youth, to pull them together, to make them have a purpose in life. And one of the reasons that we decided to especially tackle the issue of drugs is because we have seen the impact in the society. By bringing these youth together, by engaging in martial art activities, we are able to keep them busy. We are able to make them have physical fitness, mental fitness. We call these counselors to talk to them, the youth counselors, to engage our youth, to counsel our youth and show them the effects of drugs. And we have seen positive results. That what this game is doing to our youth, we've seen several changes as parents. We really want to appreciate what the Taekwondo fraternity is doing for our children.
That marks the end of EBN TV Prime Edition. My name is Consolata Chipalonza. Thank you very much for choosing EBN TV, and until next time,